What's up everyone, your Auntie Lexi's here. I know it's been a while since my last video, and rightfully so because I celebrated my 47th birthday this year. I know that's factual, but also factual is I'm not as spry or as agile as I used to be, not just physically but also making YouTube videos. Although a short plug, I am doing short movie reviews on my IG, Legit Lexine. But also Summer Games Fest happened, and there's a deluge of new announcements and upcoming games and release date updates that I needed some time to process. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the best upcoming games that caught my fancy. And since you know that I love RPGs and JRPGs, there's going to be a lot of representation for those. Now keep in mind that I am going to miss a bunch of bangers, so if you can please share what games caught your fancy in the comments below, I would greatly appreciate it. Let's start with my personal favorite, most anticipated game of the year, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. Ever since the last Direct announcing the game's release date of September 17th, Nintendo has been releasing a deluge of information about its protagonists. But perhaps the most important confirmation of all is that Fortune's Weave is set in the same world as Three Houses, albeit the next continent over. And in addition to its four protagonists, Fortune, get it? Many have noted how much the game's graphics have improved over Three Houses, which I may be saying something controversial here, but Fire Emblem Engage walked so that Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave could run. Either way, you should get a Switch 2 now, because not only is the game exclusive to it, but the console's prices are set to increase closer to the game's launch on September 17th. I've never truly taken the time to proclaim my love for Witcher 3 on this channel, but when I saw the reveal for Blood of the Dawnwalker and learned that it's being made by the people primarily responsible for that game, I knew it would be something that I was going to be looking forward to playing. Blood of the Dawnwalker is basically Witcher 3 if the protagonists still look kinda like Geralt and is now also a vampire. But unlike other vampire-themed games of the past several years, ones that have had varying degrees of scope and size, Blood of the Dawnwalker promises nothing less than being a vampiric Witcher 3, with its meaningful choices cautioning you to choose carefully, and unleashing your inner vampire. I've been sold since day one, and downloading this trailer to show you already breaks my self-imposed media blackout. So I'll say that I simply can't wait to play this game on September 3rd on PS5, Xbox, and PC. Another September game, huh? One of the most fascinating new reveals of Summer Games Fest came from Nintendo, showcasing Monolith Soft's brand new Xenoblade title called Xenoblade Genesis. Genesis implies that it's a prequel of sorts. Some areas do look suspiciously familiar after all. But the most important detail about this game is that it's meant to start a brand new series in the Xenoblade universe. This means that Monolith Soft intends this game to be a new entry point that requires no prior knowledge. There's actually very little to go by in terms of details here, with lots of rumors and speculation floating about. So I'll leave you with a fact. Xenoblade Genesis is coming out in 2027 only on Switch 2. Amidst all of the fun announcements and reveals of Summer Games Fest, I can't not remind you that the highly anticipated follow-up to last year's Trails in the Sky First Chapter remake is coming out in September. We should probably keep track of how many games on this list are coming out in September, yeah? Anyway, I don't really want to spoil much of the story of this game, only that it is a direct sequel to the first chapter, of course. But my hope is that unlike the more modern Trails games, the additions and new features don't muddle up what was an already incredibly light and enjoyable gameplay system from last year. But sadly, you'll need to make a choice come September 17th, because Trails in the Sky Second Chapter isn't coming out alone on that date. It's sharing the date with Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. But unlike that game though, this one's coming out on PS5, the original Switch, and PC as well. While I've never reviewed any permutation of the game, y'all should know at this point that Persona 4 is one of my favorite RPGs of all time. So when new information got announced during Summer Games Fest, I didn't even bother looking for specifics. Unlike Persona 3 Reload, Persona 4 Revival is a remake of Persona 4 Golden, the iteration of Persona 4 with the expansion content, which means that Marie's arc is integrated into the story. And in addition to a version of the Baton Pass making an appearance, much like in Persona 3 Reload, I find that this is one of the games that I'm faithfully going to just play on day one with no question. Yes, there will be new voice actors, and yes, there will probably be some new additions here and there. But to me, the message of Persona 4, seeking the truth in oneself, is the most Persona-themed of every game in the series. And on February 18th, I will be playing through Persona 4 for the 5th time through this remake, when it comes out on PS5, Xbox, and PC. I am a huge Akira Kurosawa fan, and much of that is because of the legendary acting of one Toshiro Mifune. So when I heard that they're using his likeness for Onimusha Way of the Sword, it instantly became a must-buy for me. And now that the demo that I played at PAX West last year is out for the public to play, I hope you can all now see why I was so excited after playing that demo. If you've never played it, it's a horror fantasy samurai series where you're fighting demons, not so dissimilar from the motifs of Nioh. Except unlike that game, this is far more approachable. Dare I say from the makers of Resident Evil? And again, this is so authentically Onimusha. We're talking the early PS2 era ones, with better controls. Thankfully, the wait won't be long, as Onimusha Way of the Sword comes out on September 25th, about a week after Fire Emblem and Trails, on PS5, Xbox, and PC. But be forewarned, there have been rumors circulating that this is coming out on September 4th, a day after Blood of the Dawnwalker. You guys, you know that August is pretty dang free, right? Speaking of, I found it very fascinating that while Onimusha has been employing the likenesses of actors long gone, that there was this manufactured controversy behind Tupac's appearance in the next game, Stranger Than Heaven. I've always been game for something new from RGG Studio, as they prove that its leadership is able to steward the creativity of its studio to deliver new experiences. In case you missed it, Stranger Than Heaven is a prequel to the Like a Dragon / Yakuza games, but one that spans multiple generations. And yes, it's an action game, but not in the same way as Yakuza. I heard that you use the trigger buttons to attack now, for example, giving you tighter control over your character's punches and kicks, but you bet that people will still mash buttons to overwhelm the AI. Nonetheless, I am looking forward to how Stranger Than Heaven further shakes up the games we're expecting from RGG Studio in September. Just kidding, it's coming out on January 15th on PS5, Xbox, and PC. I want to do a quick rapid fire of the 3 games I've got here on my list for September 24th, which is Dragon Quest XI's on Switch 2. You do own this game already, right? Harvest Moon Echoes of Terraria for Switch platforms, and a brand new Silent Hill subtitled Downpour. I'm still playing through both 2's Remake and F, and I love those games so much that it's restored my faith in the series. And from what I've seen in Downpour, it's continuing the lessons learned from both games, and it looks like it's gonna be another banger. The game's coming out on PC and PS5. I want to slip in the mention of Minecraft Dungeons 2, which is coming out on September 29th. And if you've ever liked the original or just wanted a more wholesome take on Diablo-style dungeon crawling, this game is definitely a must-buy for you. And thankfully, it's steering clear away from every other release in the month. And it's co-op too, so you can beat this game for you and your friends' backlogs. It's coming out on PS5, Switch platforms, Xbox, and PC. Since we're riding high on September releases and co-op, let's lump in Orbitals, which is exclusive to the Switch 2. I love Orbital's retro anime aesthetic. With co-op gaming on the rise, it comes out at a perfect moment. It's got action, puzzles, and co-op shenanigans, and it's coming out the same day as Blood of the Dawnwalker on September 3rd. So if you, your partner, or bestie need to play something together, Orbital seems to be the perfect game. Sure, I'm a glutton for punishment, so let's continue to stick with September 17th, but I promise that this will be the last September game featured. Another Eden Begins is not the gacha game you think it is. It is a made-for-console/PC game that rips out the gacha mechanics and utilizes exciting new features that makes this version of the story legit. Hooray for more turn-based RPGs! Another Eden Begins is releasing on Switch platforms and PC. One of the most exciting announcements coming from SGF is the reveal of Final Fantasy Resonance, the first turn-based RPG in the series in a very long time, and it's coming out on October 22nd. This is an Octopath Traveler 0 situation, where its developers took a mobile game, removed all the gacha elements, built more engaging new mechanics, and practically utilizes as much of the original mobile game as reasonable. This one is based on the long-gone Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, and is only adapting the first story arc, which is quite beefy in and of itself. But come on! Seeing Esper summoned in beautiful CG, topped with what seems to be redone pixel art from the mobile game, and the introduction of HD 2D, which was not in the original mobile game, is an incredible leap from what it was before. I have always long thought that Square Enix made some incredible mobile RPGs that I wished more people would be able to play, and with Final Fantasy Resonance and Octopath Traveler 0 before it, we now know that Square Enix has been plotting this plan for a long time. Bravo! And I had to save the best for last, and this one's one of my favorite announcements of Summer Games Fest. Final Fantasy VII Revelaiton is releasing 3 years after Final Fantasy VII Rebirth in spring 2027. And yes, time does fly. Square Enix confirmed that this will conclude the remake trilogy, and even feature elements and characters from the compilation games of Final Fantasy VII released years ago. But in addition to finally concluding the saga, Revelaiton will finally feature a fully controllable Highwind, in addition to a more vast world to explore. And while the way you disembark isn't quite what I'd hoped, you basically parachute off of it and land in the environment, I'm really glad that it feels like the passion of the many Final Fantasy VII fans within the dev team, Naoki Hamaguchi included, can still be felt with this reveal. And yes, the Scarlet Tifa Slapfest will be in this game. But to me, the most exciting part of Revelaiton is the addition of a new job system called Fits. And in case you didn't know, Motomo Toriyama, the man responsible for Final Fantasy X-2 and the 13 series, has been co-directing the remakes. So this is an absolute treat. We'll probably hear more about this closer to its release in spring 2027, but it's slated to come out on PS5, Switch 2, Xbox, and PC. And those are the best upcoming games based off of my choices. Now, I want to hear which games actually caught your fancy in this video. And more importantly, if you don't typically follow like SGF or gaming news and you just stumbled onto this video to find this list of games, let me know in the comments as well. My goal moving forward is to essentially be like a video game resource for people who don't normally try to engage with gaming news. I know that sounds like a weird idea, but there are those people. Anyways, y'all, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully sooner than a month.